everyone. Welcome back to the Kirkpatrick podcast. It's a very special episode. I've got the whole team down here in Florida. Welcome to Boca Raton. How was the drive over?
Fantastic. I'm still trying to figure out what Boca Raton means in Spanish.
Rat's mouth.
That's what I thought.
You didn't tell them that? You're Puerto Rican.
I did.
Okay. Got it. They didn't believe you.
I didn't believe it.
Well, that is where we are. And today we're going to be covering a lot of things. A lot of episodes we're going to be recording. But first and foremost, I want to make sure that we talk a little bit about one of the big shifts that we're making with Kirkpatrick partners. And that is kind of moving from single certifications to this new community collective membership. And I know it's something that we had as part of the program already. We were dipping our toes into the community, but we're really doubling down on it. And so I guess I'll start with Jordan, because you're probably of everyone the most familiar with the community. What is this like move to the community think? What does it say to you, and what does it do for our customers?
I think the move to the community is really us practicing what we preach, right? Like we talk a lot about how just going through a training program is not enough and is not going to drive the results that we want to see in organizational change. And so this enables us to really support folks as they are changing the behaviors that we want to see, right? Actually using the Kirkpatrick model and evaluating their programs more effectively. And so this enables us to provide that support and hopefully provide some accountability, do some peer group sharing, and just practice what we preach a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Tiff, you helped me run a community in the past. We had the Anchored ID Collective. Yeah. What were some of like your highlights from that experience?
I think it was just creating little events that made them feel special. We had like a month challenge, and there was a prize of reward at the end, and it kind of pushed them because some of them got a little lazy or were meaning to do certain things, but never got the chance to do it until there was a purpose. So I think creating those purposes, giving them like that little push to, oh, you've been meaning to, do a recording or an interview for something. Now's the time. So I'm excited to like start that up again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of bringing a little bit of like anchored training into the Kirkpatrick, kind of community, which I think is really exciting. Amy, you and I have spent a lot of time talking about this one thing. Well, a lot of things, to be clear. We talk a lot. But we talked a lot about why certification just isn't enough anymore. What do you think is it about certifications that kind of makes it the wave of the past?
I love this question. So we were doing basically market research for about a year and a half, going out and speaking to all of our, corporate clients, as well as we have a lot of government work. And we are finding that just sending one or two people on your entire L&D staff through a certification is not really getting that enterprise level solution that people want. They want the entire centralized evaluation to be stood up, and just sending one person through like a certificate program is not going to push that institutional like cultural change and mindset shift. And I love how we were talking about like changing the model of Kirkpatrick's business model at the same time that you were changing the actual Kirkpatrick model and coming out with this book that was all about taking into account the environment and the culture. So it really just all kind of was this alchemy where we were like, guys, I think that we're going to have to come up with that enterprise level institutional solution that's not just one or two people. We're not talking about like one consultant who just wants another, line on a resume and another certificate to boost their own reputation. This is like really the enterprise level solution. So I'm excited about that.
So when it comes to kind of certifications, I have to agree with you, Amy. Like I think we really just collecting a skill or a badge or a certificate is just not enough for what I think people are looking for. And I think, when we went remote, we lost a lot of community. And I think what I'm seeing when we go to the summit or when we go to conferences, people really just want to learn from each other. I mean, it's the number one thing that I think Jordan gets on feedback is we wanted more time in the breakout rooms to talk. And we put a lot of time in there compared to how things were done in the past. There's just never enough time in order to do that, right? And so I think having this community and the ability to almost have us in your pocket is going to be really exciting. And so I think we can probably go over a little bit of some of the things that are part of the community, which we're very excited about. So those that are now part of the collective are not only going to have access to all of our certification programs, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're bronze, you now get access to silver and performance designer, and then pave your way to gold. But we're working on additional certifications, and all of that for that one membership price will be part of the collective. And then it doesn't just stop there. It's all about the resources and the tools. So getting the toolkit's going to be embedded within, so it's not a separate charge anymore. So you'll have access to those. And as we update those, you'll get that. We'll have KirkpatrickAI, so our very own AI bot that will be trained solely on the new Kirkpatrick model, right? So we're not going out there and getting old content or inaccurate content. The inaccuracies on the internet is next level.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to be very exciting. And then I haven't talked too much about it, but my most exciting thing is having anyone that's part of the collective will get access to the creator license of Caddy, which is the AI agent that I've been working on behind the scenes to do instructional design content, needs assessment, training outlines, all with the Kirkpatrick model enabled and baked in. So we're very, very excited about that. You'll also get access to a trial to Travado, and then you'll be able to be part of the sneak peeks of all the things that we're building, and we're building a lot. And I think that plus the networking hours, the one-on-one coaching, the actual labs to work on your certification, it's really about redefining what learning means. Learning is very different now, and I think it's time for a shakeup. And so I'm excited that we're leading that path into this is what learning could look like in your organization, where you're focused less on content delivery and more on coaching and labs and all of that. So I'm excited. What was
exciting?
What are you all most excited about? Obviously, I said Caddy.
Well, me, I'm going to say the workshops too. So we've got these new ideas that, we did miss that during COVID, especially getting together and training together. So we're going out on the road a little bit next year, and Jordan and I are going to be working together a lot doing the facilitation. But I really enjoy seeing what people can create, because our workshops are so focused on application. And so I'm really excited about getting to get in front of people in that kind of that group setting, but 2 days that really pack a punch. So that's what I'm excited about. Little selfishly, love the travel idea.
You want to get out of the woods of North Carolina?
Pull the leaves out of my hair.
Tiff?
I'm excited about two things. Obviously, the book, because how can I not be excited about the book? And also for us going on the road, just because I love to plan and party, and I want to create something.
We heard that part.
Yeah, plan the parties. But to have something in each location that makes them eager for okay, next year I definitely have to go if they're in our area. Just creating the hype as the spots keep going, the hype just gets bigger and bigger, and it's I need to be part of that. So I need to look at their next location. Creating that, I'm very excited for.
Love it. Jordan?
I think for me, I'm most excited about the actual support that will come out of it. I think it will feel genuine and connected. And I've been a team of one before in L&D departments, and I know how misunderstood people can feel or unsupported. And to have a platform that has everything you need in your moment of need is it just makes sense, right? And so not only the human connection part of it, but I am being asked to deliver this slide deck to my leadership in 2 days. I need to know, how do I present this in the most effective way? And you have all of the resources available to you for whatever it is you need. So I think just the convenience and the connection probably.
Yeah. And you think you hit the nail on the head. It's something that we can think about when it comes to outside of our certification, just our certification program, it's also about really this is what your employees want and need. You know, they don't want to sit through another training. They don't want to sit through another pointless program. They want to be able to do their work, and when they need it, they get to pull the content, and they want the phone a friend option.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And that's why their manager gets in these where all they're doing all day is being that phone a friend, because that's the only person that the employee knows to go to. And that's how we overburden our managers and put way too much on their plate. And now they're working into the evening to get the tasks that they want done. And I think at the end of the day, what people really want is a place where they feel like they could belong, and like people see them, they see their challenges. I think that's the beautiful thing from like the summits and things, is like we really were able to show people it's not just you that has this challenge, it's everyone. It looks a little bit different perhaps, right? So there are some barriers that are going to be different, or some of the words might be different, or what you call things, but at the end of the day, it's all the same. And so I'm excited to bring more of that, because I know, like, similar to you, like I've been in places where it's just been me and it's so lonely, and I'm like, I don't know who to ask, and I don't want to go post about it on LinkedIn because I don't want someone to look at me and be like, how does she not know that? You know, you get embarrassed or imposter syndrome. So I'm definitely excited to see that and see all of the community events that Tiff's going to be putting in there, and really just trying to bring the Kirkpatrick experience online, you know, and globally, right? And that's another big thing. You know, we are really taking the brand and the collective and inviting everyone to it, right? So anyone from all these different areas of the world, so we can learn from them and they can learn from us. You know, I spent some time in the Middle East in September, and they are eager to learn from us. And so I'm excited that we get to give that opportunity to others, to pull from what's working for us, and also for us to learn what's working for them. So we don't come with this like just US centric
Very true
kind of background.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jordan, what do you think is going to be the most challenging part of the community?
For me or for
I mean,
right now it's taking everything we have and putting it in there. I mean, the volume of content that folks will have access to in such a different, it's not just like our 3-hour long recordings of our previous sessions, right? Like we are breaking it down into those bite-size, micro-learning style kind of videos.
A little bit of TikTok
support. Job aids. Everything is being translated. So, on this side of it, right, I think that's a challenge, is just taking everything we have and compressing it into one spot. But for the members, what's going to be challenging? I don't really know. I guess just like any habit change, getting used to a new tool, a new platform, hopefully what they put in is what they will get out. And so maybe just the challenge of the self-accountability, or I'm gonna push myself to try something new. I'm gonna push myself to meet new people. I just went to an in-person networking event a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh wow, I forgot that even as someone who's used to being in front of people, it's sometimes a little bit scary to talk to people that you admire or you're intimidated by, and even when you want to learn from them. So I hope that everyone will stretch themselves and challenge themselves to use that courage that maybe we haven't gotten so used to using with the virtual sessions, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's definitely going to be the biggest challenge, and probably the one that I'm going to be on top of you most is how do we encourage people to do the certifications and get through it. And I think that's where our relationship with Noli is really going to come into play, and helping to encourage people and nudge them.
Nudges,
Exactly. We have to, think back to atomic habits, right? How do we create a new behavior? And so that is probably for me what I'm most nervous about, if I'm honest, because this is a big change. I don't know of any other certification body or anything like that takes all of their certifications and just says, okay, for one price, instead of spending, if you think about it, for all three, just bronze, silver, performance designer, people could spend upwards of $8,000.
Yeah.
easily.
And then you add in all the other things that they're getting. I think we
Right.
actually sat down and like went through and we're like, okay, they're getting coaching sessions. They're also getting access to these resources. If you were to add those up, it was almost $30,000 worth of things where we were like, maybe we went too far.
Like Black Friday,
But we're not pulling it back,
Friday,
right? I
year
think
round.
we're convinced this is the right route because with this asynchronous learning, they can actually learn at their own pace. And like you're saying, they're going to get out what they put in,
Yeah.
right?
And even technology. I mean, technology is so expensive. So for us to have Caddy and Travato and Noli, I mean, there's so many things that they will also get to see modeled. I think that's like with Noli, for instance, that's one of my favorite things about our partnership with that technology tool is like we are modeling how to nudge folks into that behavior change because we're not the only ones that are trying to make a big change, right? Like so all of our clients are too. And so it's a way for them to not just experience it, but also get ideas of what they can do in their programs, which is just meta and I love it. So
Yeah, I think that was probably the challenge I put out is like, how are we going to redefine learning? And if we're going to do this, like I'm just redefining everything at this point. And I got really tired of hearing, things have to change. And like, okay, well then how is it going to change? Right. And so I think this opportunity to do this first step with the collective is kind of that first step and see how it translates from there. I'm trying to think what the challenge that I see besides that. I think to your point, it's going to be habit building. I think the other challenge is going to be prioritizing some of those extras, right? So like the networking events and things like that. And just not only, it's like networking, right? It can't just be about you going and getting the relationship and getting the value. You also have to provide the value for other folks.
Right.
And so it's about remembering that it's not just about me, but I also need to go in and provide value for others. So that's the only other thing I think is going to be a challenge, but I'm so excited. I think that, I can't think of any other certification body that does this. It's kind of, I'm sure people are looking at me like, what is she doing?
But everything that you do in instructional design has always been around getting to the application piece, right? And so we had a conversation about this where what you're doing is intentional because, like you said, you're trying to model good instructional design. And that means there's a lot of self-learning. All learning is self-learning. All learning is self-learning. Right. So this micro-learning piece where you can fit it into your life where you need that knowledge, these infusions. And then, you get the group reinforcement, the coaching, all of this networking, the things of application. That is you modeling best practices.
Yeah.
So I think that people are going to learn quicker. They're going to learn at their own pace. And then they're going to find out their pockets where they need support. And they're going to ask for it. And we'll be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I love that we're also taking like from your experience, like with the Georgetown Leadership Program, Jordan's experience with the current program that you're in. And I know you and I have talked a lot about that. It was like that crafting community that you were part of. So we're really looking at like what is going on out there and what's working, and then how can we apply it. And I think that's like the most important part for everyone to think about when we talk about learning. It's how can you look at what's happening around you and apply it to work, because we're not actually that different. Well, friends, if you are so excited about the community or want to see a little bit more about it, we're going to have some sneak peeks coming for you. So make sure you get to our website, KirkpatrickPartners.com, and then, ask and we shall give you a little bit of a demo of the collective so you can see all that you get for one very low price. And we're very excited.
We just did a commercial.
That's right. That's right. 2 for the price of 1. All right, y'all. Thank you. See you on the next episode.